So you finish the tutorial, you unlocked a few starter decks. You are now trying to figure out some tips and tricks, kind of help build up your collection, kind of get yourself started in the door when it comes to MTG Arena. Hey everyone, it's ScarTV. In today's video, I'm going to bring you some tips and tricks on how to improve your experience in MTG Arena, whether you're a free-to-play player, a new player, or even an experienced player coming back to the game after a long period off. Hoping that some of these tips and tricks will help you on your journey in MTG Arena. If you're new here and like these style of videos, hit that like button. It definitely lets me know that you guys want to see more of these videos. If you want to know when I post new videos on the channel, hit that subscribe button. But let's dive into some tips and tricks in MTG Arena. So you're actually at the home screen, and I feel like if you haven't caught on exactly on how the whole MTG Arena experience is, and you're looking to maximize the amount of currency that you can unlock in MTG Arena, the first and foremost thing I think you should do is actually complete your daily quests. The one thing that's kind of cool about the daily quests is that there are kind of like, you know, an assortment of various challenges and things like that. As you can see here, you know, if you look at my home screen currently, I have three different challenges ranging from 500 coins to 750. I think hitting these and getting these gold early is pretty good, just because each one of these is more gold in your actual, you know, currency collection, and it helps you, you know, either buy packs, play in events, and things like that. So hitting these and doing these is definitely good. Sure, you can also do the daily gold challenges, getting 15 wins, which helps you with mastery XP, as well as getting you some extra gold in the process. The one thing I would say with this is after usually I think with the first win or two, usually the currency is like, I think you get 50 gold per win. So I would not stress about getting all 15 wins, but if you want to maximize, getting 15 wins will help you out in this. Also, getting your weekly done is another good way. Initially, and it gives you just initial experience. But the other benefit here too is I think as you progress through, you unlock some uncommons and rares through the actual challenge for the week. Now, talking about all the decks you can unlock in the starter decks, I would say that first and foremost, before you jump in and maybe build a deck you're importing from online or maybe even one of my videos, is I would say unlock all the different starter decks the game does offer you for free. The reason why I say this is because it gives you a variety of different decks doing different things. And I would say this helps you kind of figure out what you like and what you don't like when it comes to playing, you know, MTG Arena. Certain decks, you know, are not for everybody. You know, if you're not a control player, you may want to play aggro. If you're not an aggro person, you may play control. Maybe you don't like either. You want to play more of that mid-range game. You know, you can figure out what deck works for you. And I think playing like these decks, sure, they're not the best decks, but they are starter decks for a reason. They help you get started in that sense that, you know, these will help you find where you feel like you fit in MTG Arena. So first and foremost, I would say try to unlock all these first, and then think about where you want to invest your wild cards and or currency into, and then go from there. So this next one is actually something I feel like we don't talk about enough, or people don't talk about enough in MTG Arena, and that is playing in some of these events that MTG Arena offers. As you kind of build up your decks and kind of feel a little bit more comfortable in MTG Arena, playing in like something like the standard event, which is just a basic, you know, best of one standard event, and the goal here is to win as many times as possible, either get into the end of the bottom here, get into 7 wins before you lose 3 matches. So the reason why I think this is actually pretty good is essentially here it's 500 gold or 95 gems, depending on if you have gems in your collection, if you actually bought in and, you know, paid money for gems. 500 gold isn't too bad. That's one daily quest. And essentially what we're looking to get into is at least get in 4 wins. So the benefit here is you'll get the rewards up to this point and get into 4 wins, which isn't too bad. That means you're winning slightly more than 50% of your games in this thing before you lose 3 games. So that's possibly playing, you know, 4 matches or 7 matches, depending on where you fall. And you'll either come out equal, and on top of it, you'll actually get 3 cards, and the 3 cards will be uncommon. So this is like a interesting way to kind of help build up your collection. And if you actually feel pretty good and the deck you're playing is pretty competitive, you can definitely hit the 5, 6, and 7 wins. And essentially, if you get to this point, you'll actually double, you know, the amount you invested. So if you start feeling more comfortable and overall want to, you know, build up your collection, I would actually say playing events is probably better than playing in the play queue once you run out of daily quests. Sure, there is the gamble that you may not get to the 4 wins, but, you know, if you do your daily, you know, objectives and things like that, you'll start, you know, getting better cards, getting more confident with how you play the game, and eventually, you know, you can definitely hit the 7 wins. So let's just say you pulled in a deck list that you really want to play after, kind of figure out where you want to go. And the best way I would say to kind of go about figuring out, you know, exactly how to play, you know, particular deck list is to kind of understand the cards in the set. So I would say there's always a good idea of opening the deck list like so, and actually going through and reading each card by card. I know when I typically do my deck guide, I usually typically go card by card to give you guys an understanding of, you know, what cards are in the deck. The other thing too here is if you're looking to actually craft these cards, you know, for your collection, and you have some currency to spend, and you're wondering how to maximize the best use of your currency, is I would say, like, for the example, this deck is a Naya Adventures deck. It's actually a pretty fun deck. I've played it a little bit. I don't know if I posted it on my channel, but I know I went over it at some point on my channel with like some gameplay. But with that being said, I would say look at the deck and kind of understand where I need to get cards from. And this will help maximize the way you invest. So if you're curious, like, what packs I should buy, is you look at this, and this will help you kind of gauge where you should go ahead and invest your currency into, whether it's gold and or wild cards. So the best way to kind of get your best bang for the buck is it looks like this deck for the most part is pulling a lot of cards from the set of, you know, Throne of Eldraine. So the idea here is, as much as it's a very risky idea, just in the sense that a lot of the cards in this deck in particular are rares, there are a fair amount of uncommons and commons that you can definitely pull from the packs. So in a way, if you buy packs of Eldraine, you can then go ahead and take the extra wild cards and then get the cards that are not from Eldraine, you know, crafted with wild cards. So, you know, you buy packs of Eldraine, hopefully you have a chance of at least getting 1 or 2 copies of this, and then kind of go from there. You know, same thing could be said if you're playing a deck list. You know, if it's like a deck list that kind of focuses around, like, you know, Snow Tribal from Call Time, then you really just need to buy packs from Call Time, and whatever rares and mythics that you're not pulling from Call Time in these packs, you can just go and invest and then craft. Kind of understanding how I think that works is is the best way to kind of figure out where you need to focus your crafting and focus your currency to help build your collection. Now, the process can be slow and can be very frustrating in MTG Arena, and sometimes the one thing I will say that you know, really frustrates players is sometimes you feel like you don't really know which direction to go into, and you really want to get packs, but you really don't have the currency, or you don't have the wild cards to kind of get the cards. And the one thing I feel like I get a lot question for me is, how do I get more packs, or this and that. The one thing I would say that if you do a quick Google search on MTG Arena, I know I've mentioned this in multiple videos or in my comments of those videos, is you can actually do a quick Google search for free MTG Arena packs, and essentially the first few results will bring you to a website that essentially have the codes that MTG Arena sends out to players whenever a new set drops, and they're kind of like coupon codes. They have like a 2-year expiration or so from the time they release, and essentially anytime before that code expires, you can actually go to your store page and actually type in the code here where it says redeem code. I don't know if I redeemed the call time code on this account, so I think the call time one is like play call time. So if I enter that in and I haven't redeemed it, it will kind of, you know, sit redeem code access or success, and now we have 3 packs of call time, and I haven't invested any currency in. And the website will have all these different codes for all these different sets, and they'll tell you which ones are active, which ones are not active, and you can enter all the ones that are active and essentially get yourself like free, like 12, 15 packs. I don't really know how many are currently active. And, you know, getting 15 packs will definitely build up your collection and help you get started. Besides, you know, you get in the cards, you'll actually then start building your wild cards, and then you start building these up overall, so you have cards to use to craft, and then kind of figure out, help your initial, you know, crafting in MTG Arena. The other thing to be said too is, I think in the color challenge as well, and the decks, I think at some point you do unlock wild cards. I'm not 100% sure if that was a thing. I know before they kind of updated it into the color challenge, that was the thing. After you went through all the different mastery ranks, you eventually unlocked some additional wild card currency. Let me know down below if that's still a thing, if you're a new player and play through the new player experience. Now, the next tip here is, if you actually are looking to spend possible money in the MTG Arena and want to kind of get the best bang for your buck, I would actually make sure that you definitely hit up the starter welcome bundles that MTG Arena does offer you. As you can see here, on this particular account I have, this one actually is 2 bundles that are offered to newer players of the game that you can buy once and kind of get a pretty good bang for your buck when it comes to spending real money. The first one being the actual welcome bundle. It's a one-time purchase of 2,500 gems and 5 packs. And you know, it's $5, which isn't too bad in that sense. So it gives you 2,500 gems, which typically, or I think if we go to the gems tab, 1,600 gems is $9.99 and 3,400 gems is $19.99. So you're getting like $14 worth of gems roughly, you know, for $5. On top of that, you are actually getting 5 additional packs. Sure, they're core 21 packs, but the benefit here is you're at least getting 5 packs, so you don't have to immediately spend your currency immediately into some packs. The other one here is another interesting one. This one's a little bit more expensive. It is 3,500 gems, and you get an avatar and you get a City of Brass sleeve. So if you're looking for something a little bit more cosmetics, for additional $10, I would say this is the next step before definitely diving into just buying gems outright. With that being said, I actually would say if you're really invested possibly into playing, MTG Arena, on the daily, or you play a handful of games throughout the week, you're looking for another way to get the best bang for your buck, is actually invested in the Mastery Pass. Essentially, it's like at most games, it's a battle pass. It has unlocks every time you level up your mastery in the game for the period that the pass is going on. The top row is the free-to-play row, so you don't actually have to, technically pay in to get the free packs across the top row. So every time you play, you'll get, a reward once you level up. With the free-to-play, you get one every other. Whereas in the one you actually pay for, besides getting the initial cosmetics when you first buy it, you'll actually get, some alternative card art that kind of goes along with the Mastery Pass, like all-time alternative card art. You'll get some additional packs, kind of scattered throughout different ranks. So I would say this is another way to get the best bang for your buck if you're looking to invest instead of just buying directly packs. This is just a way to kind of add some incentive to playing more games and getting more rewards as you play more Magic the Gathering Arena. Now, the one thing I would also state that, if you're a person who, has access to MTG Arena, whether you have it on your Android phone and or have, are on your computer at least once a day, is I would always double check the daily deals. And I know I do my best to post, certain daily deals on my YouTube channel in the community tab, but I would say check here. Don't worry about the cosmetics, especially being early. The one thing I would say is to check here for the occasional, discounted pack, either instead of it being, a full 1,000, it's like 700 gold. The one day I think I posted that they were offering every pack in standard for 500 gold, which was half price. And on top of that, sometimes they offer like a currency exchange, which I think I posted the other day. Like you can exchange 50 gold and then get 550 gold on top of it. So essentially, you're adding 500 gold overall to your overall collection. And that's why I say, maybe not drop all your money immediately into packs. Just save your currency, because essentially the gold is the best way to get into things for free without actually having to invest real money. Especially being on a budget, it's probably one of those best things. And looking for a discount when it comes to certain things is definitely a good way. Now, while we're at the store, the other thing I would say is I wouldn't waste my money into cosmetics and things like that, especially if you're on a budget, because as much as you can get these cool alternative art cards for your cards, they don't do anything for your collection. So even if you were to buy one of these bundles and you don't have these cards in your collection, sweet, you have an alternative card art, but you still don't unlock the card with that alternative card art. This is just access to this art form when you have that card actually in your deck. And I wouldn't worry about wasting my money into, alternative art unless you feel confident that the cards you have are the cards you want, or, you want to splurge a little bit on a deck that you really, really like. With that being said, guys, these are some tips and tricks that I think will definitely help you out in MTG Arena to get you started. If you like the video, hit that like button. It definitely helps me out knowing that you guys like these style of videos. If you're new here, want to post new videos on the channel, hit that subscribe button. But until next time, I'll see you in the next video.